we're going to need an acetate card box. We are going to need a piece of designer series paper. This is the coffee break designer series paper. I just like this wood look. It just kind of worked for me. This piece is 2 3/4 by 12 inches. And I have scored it. You can do that on your Simply Scored or your Stampin' Trimmer. I have scored at 3 1/8, 3 3/4, 8 1/8, and 8 3/4. Okay? We've got a few more pieces. I've got a piece of 3 by 4 Whisper White. I have a piece of crumb cake that is 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. I have some gold glimmer because glimmer makes everything great. This is 2 inches by 5 inches. And then I have this little bitty piece of chocolate chip. And you notice I have a score line down it. This is 1 inch by 2 1/2 inches, and I've scored it at 1/2 inch. That is optional, but I'll show you why I did that score here in just a minute. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to cut down the acetate box. You're going to love that this can be cut with a Stampin' Trimmer. And we're going to cut it down to 4 inches. We're just going to put it in our trimmer, hold this down because we want to make sure we're holding that acetate box down really well, and cut. So it didn't cut apart, right? Yes, it did. I love it. You literally just snap it in half. That's all you need to do. Now, for this project, I only need 1 of these. So this project, you can then turn around and make 2 of them. And we simply put our acetate box together. This is actually going to go on the inside of the box. Now, see, there's my seam. I want that back here. So this will just tuck in here. Now, so there is our box. And you know what I didn't tell you is that we also needed some Berry Burst ribbon. Let's see, I've got 23 inches of this Berry Burst. This is the seam binding ribbon. Love this stuff. Guys, we are simply going to tie this in a bow here on the side. In fact, you know what? I've got magic of television again. There we go. So I've tied it on the side. You can see I've got 2 cocoa packets. I just found these at the grocery store. Now we're going to be using some framelits, and we're going to use the coffee cup framelits. These, and we're also going to use another one, and this is from Swirly Snowflake, from those Thinlits. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to place our framelit here all the way over to the left side of our cardstock. We're going to stamp over here. So put that all the way over. We're going to run that through the Big Shot, and we will have that. With the remaining area here, we're going to do some stamping. So, and we're going to be stamping on this as well. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to stamp, all you need is chocolate, and I'll do that in the chocolate chip ink. And I'm just going to stamp that right here. You notice I didn't give myself enough room? It doesn't matter. I really only need a little bit of it. So I'm bringing this all the way up to the top. Let's come in the gold glimmer paper and cut out. By the way, that is a 1 3/4 inch punch. And I'm actually going to use some fast fuse for this because I want this, I need this little circle to adhere itself to glimmer paper. And that's not an easy feat, guys. So there's my glimmer paper, and I just want that to kind of peek off the top there. So I need some fast fuse right here on the front. So let's add that right there. Cute, right? I'm going to come in with a crumb cake ink pad. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up in crumb cake and just stamp some swirls so I don't have a plain cup, okay? This little piece of crumb cake, we have a really great sentiment that says chocolate makes everything better, which I thought was perfect for hot chocolate, right? So let's stamp chocolate makes everything better. Coffee cups have a little sleeve. So I'm going to run this through my Big Shot. You're going to get this. But you're probably going, Connie, that texture was not on that die. No, it was not. Let me show you what I did. When you cut this die out, it'll just snuggle right into the impressions framelit that comes with it, and you can run that through your Big Shot. Let's add that to the front of our little coffee cup. So that line that I scored, what that's going to do, it's going to give my coffee cup dimension. So I'm going to lay my framelit right there so that the points are inside that score line. Run that through the Big Shot. Like that. See the nice little dimension? And so we can just add this to the top of our coffee cup. All right, now we've got a little bit more Big Shot work to do, and that's this little swirl. This part, again, totally optional, but I think when you see it, you're going to understand why I said you want to take the time to do it. Now, I do want to say this came from the Swirly Snowflakes Thinlits, but look around in your framelits. You just might find something swirly. I think Pick a Pumpkin had something swirly, and see what you already have, but I'm going to cut out 2 of these out of this glimmer. And let me show you what happens. I'm telling you, sparkle and like fabulousness. I've got 2 dimensionals here, and I'm going to put a dimensional right here in the center. Now that's going to serve 2 purposes. One, it's going to add a little extra stability to make sure that I have attached that lid. See, I'm telling you, I think the little swirl just makes it. Let's bring our box back in, and this is going to adhere right there. I've got a stir stick. You know, those little wooden sticks. And I also had an additional piece of ribbon. I had you cut 6 inches of this Berry Burst seam binding, and I just tied it and trimmed it down on the stick. This will just tuck. I'm not even going to adhere it because it just tucks and looks fabulous. I can add that little stir stick. Oh my heavens, is that not the perfect gift? This would make a great teacher gift. This would make a great thank you gift. Maybe a coworker really helped you out with something. So guys, a really simple one. And remember, it cut 2. You get to do 2 of these. If you wanted to get really creative, you could put 2 of them together and kind of make a bigger box, and you could fit 4 in here. It would be really cute. You could just fast fuse these together. Really great idea. I'm telling you, this little project I thought was so fun, so festive. I hope you guys liked it too. All right.